Hello, and thank you for joining me here today as I review section 3 of my journal, Self-Care Conversations on the Path. If we're just meeting here for the first time, my name is Laura Lee. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited about this process. So let's get going. Be sure to check out the introduction to my channel video along with the introduction to the journal video to get yourself caught up. I am very happy and proud to say that the journal, a tool to help you as you develop your best lifestyle focused on self-care, is available on Amazon in paperback and ebook versions. And if you already have it, that's great. It certainly would be helpful to have it in either version for this review, as I'll only be highlighting each of the 6 sections. And it will give you the opportunity to benefit in much bigger ways with the complete content. All right, are you ready? We're going to jump right into the review of section 3, which is titled Lost. After a few years filled with some major life changes and transitions, I found myself at a place on the path that I had not planned on. It was also a place I was absolutely certain I was supposed to be, with all sorts of opportunity for personal and professional growth and endless chances for travel and adventure. Between the summers of 2016 and 17, my family and I downsized a home and moved from a community of 23 years. I made the decision to close my retail clothing and accessory boutique of almost 20 years, which I review that in section 2 of the journal. And my 2 kids graduated from high school and college. All of these transitions were by choice and positively stepping into what was next for each of us. But it was a lot of change in a small period of time, and it left me feeling a bit lost. I remained open to what was going to be next for me, and I was exactly where I was supposed to be to receive a very clear message. In September of 2017, I was standing in line at the Cleveland airport, and the woman in front of me told the agent behind the counter that she was going to the destination my son had recently moved to. Surprisingly, this ignited waves of emotion. I missed my son, yet I was simply flying home to Denver, and this woman in front of me, this stranger, was flying to the city that he had just moved to. I was still feeling a bit lost, and with all of the recent change and transition, like I mentioned, but hearing this offered a very clear solution. I was going to work in the airline industry. And by working in the airline industry, this would allow me to see my son on a more regular basis. I would have the opportunity to travel all over the world and hike all over the world as well, all of which I had a deep desire to do. The timing of this message could not have been mistaken in that moment. In the summer of 2018, nearly a year after I received that message at the Cleveland airport, I was thrilled to accept a job working for Southwest Airlines. I had opened myself to new possibilities and opportunities, and little did I know that when I made that decision, one of my biggest life transitions would happen. I was starting a new career in an industry I knew very little about, but I was absolutely certain that it was a perfect fit for me. All right, so next we're going to step into a review of the self-care conversations that are a part of section 3. Each of the self-care conversations includes journal prompts. And basically what I've decided to do for the video review is read you 2 of the journal prompts. So number 1, have you felt lost at the beginning, in the midst of, or after change or a life transition? Have you experienced feeling freedom, excitement, stuck and lost all at the same time during change and transition? And number 2, have you experienced the universe leading you in a certain direction on your path, and what was your reaction? If you have the journal, you'll see there is a space to journal your thoughts and then reflect with notes and ideas, action steps, goals, and dreams. I encourage you to take the time necessary to meditate, to think through, and to journal on each of the self-care conversations journal prompts. Many times the next steps to reach our desired results, goals, and dreams become clear by having these self-care conversations with ourselves and with others. So after you've spent the necessary time on your own to go through the self-care conversation journal prompts, I encourage you to connect with a friend, a confidant, a coach, and talk through these things, talk through the conversations, and reflect on what you've discovered so far on the topic of lost. And be sure to join the conversation by commenting below. Next, we're going to step into developing a self-care mindset. And I'm going to review 2 of the steps with you that are in the journal. Steps are strategies, tools, exercises, and practices. Number 1, make a list of action steps you have taken during times and places you have felt free, excited, lost, and stuck on your path. And what steps worked for you and why in that process. And then number 2, what kind of emotions have you experienced on the topic of feeling lost? That wraps up the review of section 3. And like I said at the beginning of the video, having the journal will give you the opportunity to benefit in bigger ways with the complete content. The journal has a total of 22 self-care conversations and journal prompts and 34 steps to developing a self-care mindset. I'm going to go ahead and stick the link to my website into the description of the video. There you'll find a link to purchase the journal. You can find out a little bit more about me, and you can read some of my recent blogs. If you're interested in individual or group options for reviewing the journal, let's do it. Out on the path in nature or virtually. If you're interested in either of those options, please do connect with me via email. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, liking the videos, and sharing this opportunity with your friends, your family, and community. I really appreciate it. I certainly do look forward to staying connected with you and having conversations worth having.